We're back. Public Works Committee. Been kind of looking forward to this one because hopefully this will be the time where they revise the code so residential streets will get plowed. But this will be a short one, half an hour, not bad. Hopefully I don't yap too much or it becomes an hour one, but let's just get into it.
Okay, we're only 2 minutes late.
Stop talking.
Good evening, and welcome to our Public Works Committee meeting for March 13th, 2025. We will begin with introductions of my counselors to my left.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mike Dilk, District 24.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Derek Cahill, District 23.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Brian Mowry, District 25.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Councilor Jared Evans, representing District 17.
Thank you.
Wrap already. All right, whatever.
District 16.
Hi, Ron Gibson, District 8.
I see old Fiona McCormick with the sunglasses on the head. She looks dressed properly already.
Dan Boots, District 3.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Krista Carlino, District 11, West Side.
Thank you, and I am Kristen Jones, counselor for District 18. First up on our agenda is Proposal 89, 2025, which approves the mayor's appointment of Todd Wilson as the Director of the Department of Public Works.
This is the new director of
Please come forward
DPW.
and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Remember, he came from, what is it? Crap. He came from some place that was doing work for the city. I know I'll come up with it here in a second. Oh. You're already making dad noises.
It's been a long day. It's been an exciting day. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here tonight with you all. I've had the opportunity to sit down with many of you, and I look forward
BS
to
Engineering.
those conversations we've already had. And for those who I have not sat down with, I'm looking forward. I think we all have stuff on the books now for sitting down and meeting, so I'm happy about that. But before I begin, I just want to kind of turn my back to recognize all the folks at DPW, all the DPW.
Oh, here we go.
Folks, please
Shoddy.
do a rise and just kind of
This dope right here.
It's amazing. So yeah, this kind of
No one cares. No one cares. You're literally doing your job. No one cares.
They represent a deep well of expertise and experience and commitment that makes the Department of Public Works an engine of progress for our city.
Yeah.
For those watching at home and in the audience, I want to take a few minutes to share my vision and priorities.
Wonderful.
Should I be confirmed as Director of Department of Public Works? First and foremost, we are entering a critical phase in our 5-year, $1 billion capital infrastructure plan, a once-in-a-generation investment for our city of Indianapolis.
Oh, boy.
In my previous role as construction administrator, my focus was simply get projects done on time and on budget. That commitment does not change in this role. With rising construction costs, we must be more disciplined, more efficient, more strategic than ever before. And that means leveraging every funding source available, whether it's through the Indianapolis Metropolitan Planning Organization, state resources, and local philanthropic organizations. This team has been relentless in seeking out creative solutions to stretch our dollar further, and we will continue on that mission. And this is not just about paving roads and building storm drains. It's about ensuring Indianapolis remains safe, accessible, and resilient for generations to come. As I step into this role, I recognize the immense responsibility that comes with leading the city's largest department. With over 8,400 lane miles of roadway, critical stormwater infrastructure, and transformative safety projects ahead, the challenge is not just keeping up, it's getting ahead.
He did not write this, obviously. This was done by somebody else, possibly even AI.
And we cannot do it all alone. Our workforce is our foundation.
Probably
That's
Zach
why
Adams said.
collaboration with ASME Local 725 will be a top priority. The men and women in this union are the backbone of our operations, the ones who keep our streets clean, our roads drivable, and our infrastructure strong. Together, we will strengthen this partnership. We will assess the aging facilities our team members work in and ask the hard questions. Are we making wise investments, and how are we preparing for the future? We must also tackle workforce challenges head-on, particularly in recruiting and retaining fleet mechanics. The private sector has seen an explosion in salaries, and if we want to compete for top talent, we must be creative, competitive, and forward-thinking.
It's almost like the union and their ridiculous salaries and their contracts are fucking you guys over. It's almost like the private sector. That's where it's at. And by the way, the guy's wearing a three-piece suit right now. Nobody who's ever like gotten their hands dirty, they don't wear that shit.
We cannot afford to fall behind, because when DPW is strong, Indianapolis is strong.
Come on.
Infrastructure isn't just about what we build, it's about how we build it. That means clear and consistent communication with the council, with residents, and other stakeholders. We must plan smarter, coordinate better, and eliminate inefficiencies that delay progress and cost taxpayers money. Simply put, we cannot afford to get this wrong. Beyond infrastructure, we are at a defining moment in our waste management in Indianapolis. We have begun construction on a brand new solid waste garage that will provide a roof over all solid waste fleet, offices, a locker room, conference room, and a truck wash bay, among other amenities. The site is prepped, and the facility will be coming out of the ground in the next 2 weeks. Yesterday, the Board of Public Works approved a contract with Lakeshore Recycling Systems, a decision that will fundamentally reshape our city's handling of waste collection. This contract puts residents first and secures a better deal for taxpayers, and for the first time, introduces universal curbside recycling set to launch in 2028. This is a big step for sustainability in Indianapolis, but change, especially at this scale, requires preparation. We will need your help to ensure residents are informed, engaged, and ready. Ultimately, my vision for the Department of Public Works is clear. We will create a resilient, innovative, and well-connected Indianapolis, a city where public infrastructure is not just maintained, but continuously improved. Through long-term planning, technical expertise, and transparency, we will build trust with the community and ensure Indianapolis is ready for the future. And our mission is simple. We will deliver essential services that enhance the public safety, infrastructure, reliability, and operational efficiencies. From asset management and fleet services to waste collection, maintenance, and engineering.
Whoever wrote this speech wrote it way too long, and he speaks way too slow.
We will take the people-first approach, harnessing technology, problem-solving, and innovation to drive sustainable growth. We will uphold integrity, we will foster respect, and we will earn the trust of the people we serve. This is more than just a department.
God, this is terrible.
This is a team that keeps Indianapolis moving. The roads we drive on, the bridges we cross, the waters we manage, the waste we collect, and the safety of our streets. DPW is at the core of it all, and I am ready to lead.
You did not write that.
I am honored to be considered for this role. I'm ready to get to work. Thank you.
Now so you can tell it's the same speechwriter as Hogsett, because Hogsett will finish his speech with, "Now let's get to work." Okay. Yay. Now everybody's clapping like a bunch of morons. Like, he just put out the Proclamation of Emancipation. Like, this guy just had a war speech, and we're going to war in the potholes. What the fuck are we doing here? You guys are embarrassing.
Thank you so much for those words. Any comments or questions from counselors? Counselor McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Todd, for your comments. And to let folks know, I met Todd many moons ago, back when he was in his undergrad and I was working in engineering over at IUPUI. So I've known him for a while. I'm excited to support him on this role. Have been in touch over the years, and I know he has the integrity, and the message that he just said is perfect.
Yeah,
So
we'll
I
find
encourage
out.
you all to support him as well. And if I can, I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Absolutely.
And if I could, one more thing.
Absolutely.
Since I said many moons, if anybody doesn't know, tonight we have a red moon. We have a lunar eclipse. So tonight, if you want to be up around 2:30, 3:30 a.m. or whatever, the moon will appear red. Just a side
Yeah,
note.
don't
Thank
you know, like Mercury's in retrograde, man. Make sure you get your sapphires out there so you can really absorb the aura from the red moon, you know? Fucking Fiona, every time.
Counselor Boots.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Director Wilson, and I'm sure that's going to be your title here very soon. Could you just fill us in a little bit? We're all very excited about the universal recycling coming in 28. Can you just fill us in briefly?
Yeah, I forgot about
what
that.
that's going to entail and the do's and don'ts of it?
Absolutely. Actually, I'll ask my staff to fill us in on that,
Excellent.
that initiative. They did all the hard work on it, and I just don't want to misspeak, so.
Sure.
We got Natalie,
Shoddy.
please, thank you.
Natalie Van Dongen, Deputy Director of Policy and Planning for the Department of Public Works. So first and foremost, I want to mention that we do plan to bring a comprehensive review of our solid waste procurement process to this body as soon as next month is the hope. So we're very eager to do that, and we plan to be able to get really in the weeds on all things solid waste, as I know that we've been going through this procurement process for over a year now. The long and short of it is through the contracts that we have entered into through both processing and yesterday's collections contract, we are equipped and set up to begin universal curbside recycling rollout in 2028. So what that means is curbside recycling will become part of solid waste services offered by the city of Indianapolis.
So dumb.
In the meantime, subscription service will still be an option for anyone who is currently utilizing that service or would like to. And we were actually able to bring the price of that service down a little bit per month, which was a great added bonus. So happy to answer any additional questions, but that's sort of the overview there.
So
Somebody
we're bringing
ask
the
'em.
price down and adding universal curb to the standard program.
Yes, sir.
Excellent, thank you.
You're bringing it down for right now, but
Thank
the
you.
okay, nope. Nobody asked her how much is extra is gonna call. How much is gonna cost? All right, here. Let me make sure. My third monitor is not working right now. So here, this was the email that I got the other day. This is a culmination of years-long processes. Any DPW in the Office of Sustainability sought out comprehensive services at a fair rate for the Indianapolis taxpayers, but they don't say what is the fair rate. And the fact that not a single person asked her, hey, does that mean my garbage rate is going to go up, tells me that they are very unserious. They don't give a shit. They don't care how much extra it might cost the taxpayers, even if they don't recycle, because all the lip shits, that's all they care about. And by the way, we know most of this stuff does not get recycled. This is virtue signaling.
Any other comment? Okay.
Oops.
Counselor Cahill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And if I may presume, Director Wilson, thank you for coming tonight. I've expressed this before, but I wanted to say again, I am excited to see an engineer at the head of DPW and look forward to the efficiencies and innovation that's very likely to bring. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions from counselors? Anyone in the public who wishes to speak on proposal 89? President Quick.
Steve Quick, Ask Me Local 725. First, I want to say, hey, thank you, appreciate it. I think this is a great choice. I knew him several years ago as well. We got a great relationship. He knows about the partnership. We communicate, he listens. We get communicate back and forth. So I just wanted to stand up and congratulate you for this leadership role. And everybody that you said back there, we got your back. I want
Thank you,
to know
President
that.
Quick.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Quick. Anyone else
Appreciate it.
in the public who wishes to speak on
No
proposal
one's going to
89?
ask them.
Any other comments, questions from counselors?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'd like to move proposal number 89, 2025, appointing the mayor's appointment of Todd Wilson as the Director of the Department of Public Works to the full council with a due pass recommendation.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to send proposal 89 to the full council with the due pass recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Congratulations. We will look forward to seeing you at the full council on April 7th. Thank you, sir. With consent, I would like to take proposals 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, and 97, 2025 together. Thank you. And I'll hand the floor over to
Dude,
Nathan.
she got ratioed.
Good evening, Nathan Sheets, Department of Public Works, and I've got 7 proposals before you this evening. We'll start with proposal number 91, 2025. This authorizes a speed limit reduction to 35 miles per hour on Madison Avenue from Pleasant Run Parkway North Drive to I-70, that is District 18.
Nobody fucking
Proposal
cares.
number 92, 2025 authorizes a speed limit reduction to 25 miles per hour on 10th Street from Rural to Arsenal in the Sunset Heights subdivision, that's District 2. And proposal number 97, 2025 authorizes a speed limit reduction to 25 miles per hour on South Meridian Street from Iowa Street to McCarty Street, and that is District 18. And if you have questions about those 7 proposals before you, I would be happy to try to answer them.
Councilor Nielsen?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Thank you, Nathan. So for, well, not in my district, 10th Street's a main, access point for the entire east side. So this will, on 92, so that's going to, so from the downtown corridor to essentially Emerson now would have just the streamlined 30 miles per hour outside of the school zones there.
Correct.
Okay.
And really,
Like, anybody's gonna
I guess I
follow
should have
them.
Kind of explain the difference between some of the proposals before you. They're all speed limit related. However, 4 of the proposals are actually project related, and so we've got a project at 10th and Rural that we've been working on for years.
Okay.
A project along Madison Avenue that we recently bid. And then I think the other one was the South Meridian Street project, which just finished up. And so as part of those projects, either the projects that have finished or the projects that we will be moving forward with shortly, there are engineering things that we've implemented along the corridors to help control those speeds. And so as we've talked about before, a lot of times we're really hesitant to just arbitrarily lower speed limits, particularly on major thoroughfares, without introducing some type of engineering solutions to those. And so those 4 proposals are actually project related. And so those, for instance, you asked about 10th Street. There are a number of bump outs that are being installed along 10th Street to narrow that corridor up. We'll still have a lane in each direction, but improvements to the intersection at 10th and Rural, where there's that it's kind of an offset intersection as you're heading northbound and southbound, so we'll kind of straighten that out. And then on Rural, there's some mid-block crosswalks that we're introducing and some other improvements from a pedestrian perspective that are planned.
Great, yeah, and I think you were kind of probably thinking ahead. I know in the 25 budget, we have, funding to redesign 10th Street from Arlington to Emerson, and that's kind of where I was thinking, like where some of these policy changes are at. I know that will be down the road, but I appreciate you explaining that a little bit more. So thank you, Chairwoman.
Absolutely. Councilor Boots?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Housekeeping issue and then a question. Proposal 95 is technically District 2, not 3, if that matters. 'Cause 3 is me, 2 is next door.
Okay.
And then proposal 94, most neighborhoods go from 30 to 25, and now we're going to 20. I thought 20 was untouchable.
Yes, so good question on the, first off, apologize on the incorrect districts there. We'll get that corrected. Reason behind that proposal number 94, these subdivisions were built many years ago, and when the city accepted them, the speed limits were already 20 through there. And so we had a couple sections within the subdivisions that hadn't been accepted yet. So instead of taking down 20s in order to remain consistent in that neighborhood. We decided to drop that down to that 20 mile an hour to match the existing speed limit throughout the rest of the subdivision.
30 is typically the default speed, is it not?
It
for a
is.
What is she
neighborhood in Marion
smiling
County?
at?
So there is I believe, I don't have the state statute in front of me to know the exact IC code, but state statute does indicate that speed limits are 30 miles an hour unless otherwise posted, and so that's why anytime that we're modifying anything, whether the roadway needs to have a speed limit greater than 30 miles an hour or less than 30 miles an hour, we're required to present that to you guys for approval.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right, any other comments, questions from counselors? Anyone in the public who wishes to speak on proposals 91 through 97, 2025? Let our Madam Clerk read a statement first, and then you can come forward.
It's from Bike Indianapolis.
Before we
That should
open
be
for
fun
the
to
public
watch.
comments, we would like to remind committee members and the public of a few ground rules.
50?
Finally, attendees who cause disruptions to recitement of items are not protected by the First Amendment at all.
All right,
Please
there
come
we go.
forward, state your name.
Hello, my name is Jacob Morales. Thank you so much
Thank
for the
you.
opportunity to speak on this. I am a Little Flower resident, so District 13.
East Side, Jesse.
Live right near 10th Street. I take 10th Street almost every single day just to get to downtown. And I ride an e-bike everywhere, going about 20 miles an hour. And
You are not a bicyclist. Then if you ride an e-bike, you are not a bicyclist. You are a moped rider.
personally, I fully support speed reduction, especially on 10th Street. I play this game with cars where, they'll hit red lights and I'll catch up, and then light turns green, and then they'll hit the next right and I'll catch up. So really the speed limits as they are just inefficient, and they create a lot of dangerous situations for us. So I think in some places, 25 is even too high based off of the communities that we want to build,
Womp womp.
activated streets that are lively and with thriving businesses. So fully support
I guarantee he's going to be like, we just need bike lanes on 10th Street.
down to 25 or 30, and I hope that continues to go in the future. About neighborhood streets, again, fully support 20 miles an hour there, especially within Little Flower area. We see speed limits up to 30 miles an hour. I know that's a county-wide thing. To me, speed limits above even 25 miles an hour in neighborhoods just doesn't make sense, because we have downtown roads that are 25 miles an hour. So why are
Shut the
neighborhood
fuck up.
streets supposed to be faster?
I'm gonna
than our
skip
downtown
you.
Streets? Just something to think about there. So fully support lowering speed limits. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Anyone else from the public who wishes to speak? Any other comments or questions from counselors? Thank you, Counselor Boots.
Madam Chair, I move that we propose proposals 91, 97 to the full council with a due pass
I
recommendation.
thought Josh Bain was part of
It
this.
has been moved and seconded to send proposals 91 through
Am I
97,
wrong on this? I thought
2025
Josh
to full
Bain was
council
part
with
of
a
it.
due pass recommendation.
'Cause
All
he
those
was
in
at the
favor say
Public
aye.
Works meeting
Aye.
before.
Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Next up on our docket is proposal number 69, 2025, to amend chapter
Yeah, because last month he was like, why are we waiting for a month? Yeah, where's Josh Bain at?
621, Article 3 of the revised code of the Consolidated City and County to require snow removal services on local streets. Chairman Evans, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm so excited to be talking about snow on this beautiful sunny day. Colleagues, you should have a document in front of you showing a motion to amend Proposal 69. I do characterize this as a friendly amendment to the proposal. For those in the
less than a
audience,
9-minute
what
talk.
we're really looking to do, and the changes we're looking at on Section 221 through 302, we, in part thanks to Councilor Cahill's work, we are now including as a part of second priority streets, those streets abutting schools, including but not limited to publicly funded school programs operated by school corporations, township trustees' offices, township small claims courts, and connector streets.
Yeah. Hold on. What the shit? Right here. Josh Bain is part of it. This is the guy I thought I wanted to see. My favorite city councilor. I wanted to know, wait a minute, that can't be right. Michael Paul Hart's about it too? Am I on? No, that's public safety. That's why I fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Right there. What's going on? Damn, that sucks. I was really hoping he was going to be there.
We are including in 5 local streets, and going down to section 621-313 under snow removal streets. We are now going to include the Department of Public Works will plow second priority streets when snow accumulation reaches 2 inches. And third priority streets will be plowed at when the accumulation reaches 4 inches of snow. The Director of the Department of Public Works or their designee may authorize deployment at different accumulation levels based on road conditions, such as not plowing if significant warming is expected, or deploying before 4 inches in cases of rapidly deteriorating conditions. Going down to Part B, the department shall submit its initial snow policy approved by the Board of Public Works to the Public Works Committee at least 24 hours before the committee's scheduled meeting on October 23rd, 2025. However, the chair of the Public Works Committee may grant an extension of this requirement to at least 24 hours before the committee's scheduled meeting on November 20th, 2025. Thereafter, any changes to the policy drafted in section 621-313 shall be approved and presented to the Board of Public Works, and within 60 days of the Board of Public Works consideration of any policy change, the department must provide a briefing to the Public Works Committee of the City County Council. The department shall maintain an up-to-date version of the policy on its website. I'll take any questions, thoughts?
Thank you, Chairman Evans. Comments and questions from,
Sorry.
no, go ahead. Comments and questions from counselors? No one? All right. Anyone in the public who wishes to speak on proposal number 69, 2025? Director Wilson.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a statement on behalf of the Department of Public Works.
Oh, my God.
Indy DPW is supportive of the amendment presented this evening by the Public Works Committee as written, and we will work to gather the fiscal statement to reflect the contents in this amendment. We look forward to continuing this conversation as we prepare the spring fiscal and the annual budget. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Anyone else in the public who wishes to speak on this proposal? Jacob, please come forward.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I speak today representing Bike Indianapolis and Central Indiana Bicycling Association. You know, we support this proposal with, you all have received an email from me. Was just curious about the phrasing, like that's what we're really concerned about. There are provisions for plowing on local streets, but just the text of the proposal doesn't explicitly call for plowing. I guess some, we would just like to see that our trails and our bike lanes and
that's
some
really what you're
important
getting to.
sidewalk connections are plowed. We published a plan of what we think could be a minimum scope for plowing. You know, with that data, you know, we've seen 2,800 miles of local streets that this could potentially, 2,800 centerline miles of local streets that this proposal could potentially affect, right? And so what Bike Indianapolis is calling for is just 77 miles of trails and bike lanes, and that's using, you know, low-cost, non-CDL labor. So to support Vision Zero and to support a multimodal city.
Shut the fuck up. You're going to get deported. When I become king, people like you are going to get deported to Australia.
That plowing is included within the proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Disappeared, Jacob.
Thank you. Thank you, Jacob. Mr. Morales, on behalf of Bike Indy, the proposal still does include the provision on including a priority network of bike infrastructure to be published and included in the Indy Snowforce viewer for real-time tracking. I think you sent us a recommendation of 4 proposals, and myself and Chairwoman Jones did discuss some of those, and we felt like the budget season is a better time to articulate a little bit more of that, because there's going to probably have to be some purchasing of equipment and things of that nature. But I don't want you to leave disenfranchised, because it has been heard, and I appreciate the work that Bike Indy did on showing us on what you all feel is the bare minimum that we can do for that infrastructure. And as someone who just did 10 miles of bicycling from Fountain Square to Broad Ripple, I completely understand it.
Yeah, but then how are you still fat? I'm still trying to figure that part out. Like, oh, I bike so much. Then how are you still fat? Doesn't make any sense to me.
So I want you want you to know that we are continuing to work on that. That's not something that has left this conversation with us.
Thank you, Chairman Evans. Councilor McCormick?
Thank you. Could we maybe get, just as an answer for the public and ourselves, what is the current policy on the trails for cleaning? Is there anybody that knows enough to
Everybody's
answer
like,
that?
fuck the trails.
Maybe there isn't one, and that's okay too.
Who are you, bud?
At this moment, we don't have a current policy of a certain depth of snow when we plow and everything. So we can get back to you in the near future, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think, so along with that, I think, I appreciate the comment about the trails. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we have, the trail in our district is used as actually a footpath for students to school that do not have bus transportation. So part of the district, my district is Speedway, and they don't use school buses, and so the students use, and the trail goes literally backs up to the junior high and one of the elementary schools. So I think it's important for not only our bike safety, but our kids as well.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? All right, Chairman Evans.
Thank you, Chairwoman. I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed amendment to proposal number 69.
69.
It's been moved and seconded to proposal number 69, 2025, to the full council with the due. Oh, I'm sorry, as amended to the full council with the due pass recommendation, excuse me. I'm sorry, adopt the amendment. Sorry, I'm jumping way ahead. Sorry.
It's this weather, you can't.
I'm sorry, I am too excited to get out of here, sorry. It's moved and seconded to send proposal 69 as amended. I'm sorry. We're gonna do the amendment. We are voting on the amendment for proposal 69. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Nay. Now we can vote on proposal 69. Can we have a recommendation? As amended.
Thank you, Chairwoman Jones. I would make a motion to move proposal number 69 as amended to the full council with a due pass recommendation.
Second. It has been moved and seconded to send proposal number 69 as amended to the full council with a due pass recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Before we adjourn, I would like to say thank you to all my colleagues for your patience and your hard diligence with this work, and to all the employees and the department for working with us through this, and to the residents out there listening and the constituents. We did hear you. I know it was tough, and we did listen, and I just hope that this is something that we can be proud of, but thank you all for working with us and working together. And I know it was a journey, but we did get there, and this is an example that we all can work together and do something great for our city. So
Yeah,
thank
we'll
you for
see.
being very patient with us, and you were heard. You were heard tonight, and this is an example of it. But thank you all out there for working with us and doing the good work of the city. So thank you. And I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you for leading.
Sorry for that.
Well, wonderful. So 2 things, honestly, that I'm thinking of. First off, the bike people are so actually 3 things. The bike people are so damn annoying, especially like, oh, I'm a bicyclist. Dude, you have an e-bike, all right? Lazy. Number 2, I'll be really curious to see what happens when it snows next year and how fast they're going to be plowing the roads, because I got a feeling it's not going to turn out the way that we hope it will. And number 3, and most importantly, I want to see what this new DPW director does. Hopefully he doesn't yap as much as, what the hell is that guy's name? I don't know, the last guy. And he just gets to the point, hopefully. And hopefully, this is what my big hope is, they stop having him read these lame-ass statements, because it is not helping anybody. But anyway, there's also a public safety one that happened yesterday, but it's like an hour and a half. I'm going to try and do it tomorrow or Saturday. We'll see. It's pretty boring. Because of the stuff that they had on there. The only interesting is the Lena Hill thing. So I might skip through all of that and just get to the Lena Hill. We'll see, though. I don't know. I didn't watch most of it. I was just curious about the whole Lena Hill chick. But anyway, until next time.